So today I'm continuing the mini-series around learning to speak authentically. Learning to speak authentically on camera and in person as well. And I just thought that that would be maybe a good starting point to talk about these two different ways of talking authentically, or the two different types of scenarios that you can be talking authentically in. Because personally for me, I feel that talking via camera and talking in person, whether that's public speaking or, teaching, having a class or a group that you are facilitating and leading, these are two very different things, and they require a slightly different approach. Now, I am someone that I am in the process of wanting to perfect my ability to speak authentically, whether that is on camera, whether it's public speaking, whether it's teaching, and just having a normal conversation. I want to be able to speak authentically and speak from the heart. And I want to inspire other people to do the same. And so as a self-confessed, awkward, shy person that has always had a challenge around using my voice as a tool, I have an incredible toolkit, a medicine bag overflowing with a variety of ideas and tips and tricks that you can use to begin to learn to speak authentically, whether that's on camera or in person through facilitating or holding space. And so, as I said in the last video, I can't make a video about talking authentically if I stop the video and I edit bits out, and I edit out the bits that I don't like, or when I lose my words, that I cut that bit out to make it seem like there wasn't a pause. So once again, I am creating a video that is unscripted, no bullet points, no notes at all, because I know that within each of us, we hold the power and we hold the doorway to our higher self, to our higher voice. And that is the voice that is connected. The voice that is connected to the ground. The voice that is connected to higher power. Because I think that learning to speak authentically is actually a spiritual process. And I honor the fact that we are spiritual beings in a physical body. And I know that this is not just a mind thing. This isn't just some mental thing in your head. And it's not just a physical thing either. That learning to speak authentically, that this is a spiritual process. And I'm a little bit surprised to hear myself say that, because I didn't actually know that that was going to come out. I know that I can be connected to my authentic self, to my higher self, and to speak from that place. And I know that you can as well. And so for me, there's been a few challenges that I've had on my journey, and there's challenges that I still very much face right now. So something that I'm struggling with recently is that I've realized that I've gotten good at speaking on camera, that I've managed to allow my nervous system to be calm, to be regulated enough that I can tune in to that place and speak from that place. I feel very much connected to my heart. I'm able to do the visualization practices as I'm talking. So as I'm talking right now, I'm imagining as I'm talking that there are roots coming down from the base of my spine, from my base chakra, going into the ground, going into the earth, keeping me secure and connected. I'm also envisioning that there is a white light coming in from the top of my head. And so I'm feeling connected to higher power, to source, to great spirit, to whatever name that you want to use. That light, that thing that goes by thousands of names but ultimately remains unnameable. I feel my connection to that place, and I'm seeing that connection as I'm talking. And I'm also very much aware of my heart center. And what I'm imagining is that there is a golden thread coming from my heart, and it's actually going directly at the camera lens. And I'm imagining the hearts of all of you that could potentially be watching this right now, and feeling that golden heart thread connection from my heart through the camera lens to yours. And so that is what I'm visualizing right now. And so I'm sure that there might be a few of you struggling to think about those types of visualizations, which is why meditation is so important, and especially guided visualization meditations. You know, I believe that our imaginations are probably the most powerful tools that we have, as well as our voices, that our imagination are such powerful tools that can be tuned. Our imagination can be refined. It's like a muscle that can be grown. We can practice to use our imagination so that it can be used in valuable and incredible ways. And so if you are someone that finds it difficult to do any visualization, then I highly recommend to include a guided visualization meditation practice into your day-to-day life to begin to build that muscle of your imagination. And so, as I was saying just a moment ago, the thing that I am struggling with, one of the challenges that I have at the moment, is that I've become good at talking on camera. But when it comes to going live, there's edginess there, like a lot of edginess. And I surprised myself recently. Excuse the dogs that are barking right now. As I said, I don't want to edit this video because I believe that we all have the ability to speak in a way that is the highest level of flow, that consistent flow within the words. And so I'm not going to edit out noises of dogs barking. Going back to speaking in live scenarios. So this might be webinars, it might be going live on Instagram, creating any kind of a live video where people are going to be watching in real time. That for me has created a huge amount of discomfort and nervousness. And I wasn't expecting it to happen because I felt that I had really gotten used to speaking via camera this way. My nerves feel really calm. I've got all my visualizations. I know, I can feel and I can hear that this is me being connected to my authentic voice. And I know when I kind of hone in on that feeling in my heart center, that I know even more that I can begin to connect more and more with my authentic voice. I feel a slight change in the tone, in the resonance. And when I feel truly, truly, truly connected to my authentic voice, when I have those visualizations going on of being connected to the earth, connected to higher power, connected to my heart center, connected to the camera lens, my heart center, connected to your heart centers, then there's this extra layer that goes on, which is to do with the expression and the physical expression and the physical emotion and movements around being tuned in to my higher self, my authentic self. And so that's something that I'm now working on, is that I have completed those first layers. So I don't have to think about my voice at all. I don't have to think about anything. I am in flow with my voice, and when I'm in flow with my voice, it means that I can be in flow with my movements as well. It means that I can have a little bit more attention into my facial expressions, but not in a way where it is going to become a distraction. Because that's also something else that can happen, is that when we're trying to speak authentically, that we are focusing on particular things. You know, it's that level of focus. And so we want to actually let go of the focus. We want to let go of the focus. Attention and focus are, in my opinion, slightly different things. Attention is that it's a slight awareness. Focus is a more kind of streamlined, intensified form of attention. Focus and attention. What you may notice is that at times I'm in the flow of what I'm saying, that it almost feels like sometimes the words aren't, to me it feels like sometimes the words aren't coming from me. And this is when you really feel that you are completely and utterly connected, and when you can feel yourself as a divine conduit. Sometimes you say things that you don't even really know what you're saying. And then my mind kicks in and I catch myself and I'm like, what is this subject that I'm actually talking about? And so I have lost my trail of thought. And this is a good point. This is a very good point to talk about. What happens when you are attempting to speak authentically and in flow, and you lose your trail of thought? Firstly, you breathe. Simultaneously bring those visualizations back into place. Connected to earth, connected to source, heart center, connected. Feel your heart. Take another breath. Surrender to the moment. Surrender to the process. Surrender to yourself. Open your mouth and let the words flow, but from your heart. The breath is an incredible tool that we can use to bring us back to our center. And as I'm breathing, what I'm doing right now is that I am going into my mind to connect myself to the points in which I was trying to make. Because I have now in this moment gotten myself a little bit lost in my trail of thought. I know that I was talking about attention and focus. And before that, I'm not even really sure what I was talking about. And you know what? That's okay. I'm still talking. I haven't stopped. I didn't need to press pause. And so, coming back to what I was saying around the fact that I'm struggling with going live, I feel that I have perfected speaking via camera. And now I'm on this challenge of going live. And I began to do my first webinars, and I joined a leadership training course that involves doing a live visibility challenge, going live on whether it's on Facebook, on Instagram. And the first time that I was about to go live on Instagram, I could feel my heart in my chest. I had, that going into flight or fight kind of feeling. When you know that there's that surge of adrenaline and cortisol in your body, I was feeling that really strongly, and I was really hesitating. And I was doing all of the different types of techniques and practices to try to instantly calm my nervous system. But there was something about going live and being watched by others, and it was almost like I can't make a mistake. Even though on these videos here, I don't press stop. I keep going even when I make a mistake, even if I lose my trail of thought. So I didn't think it was going to be a problem, but it was a real challenge for me. I felt really, really, really nervous. And so it's really good to have an internal dialogue with yourself, or do a journaling practice and really write down, express what it is that you're really feeling nervous about. What are all the things, what is creating this fear? And of course, there are a lot of fears that are completely unrealistic and completely unnecessary. There's no need to even have those fears. So I had to write down and think about all of the different reasons of what was making me feel particularly uncomfortable with going live. There was an issue around making a mistake and looking foolish. And I was kind of stuck in this weird cycle at one point, because it was like, I know that I can make a mistake and look foolish because when I'm nervous, I make mistakes in what I'm saying. When I'm nervous, I'm not connected to my authentic self, my authentic voice like I am now. So when I'm nervous, I'm not speaking authentically. That's when I can forget what I'm saying. I don't speak in the way I want. I don't sound the way I want. I lose my trail of thought. I stutter. I do all of those things that I don't want to do. So, but it was like, well, what's causing the nervousness in the first place? I'm nervous because I'm going to not speak authentically. And then that's making me nervous, and that's making me not speak authentically. So it was like, what is the thing? Why is my nervous system firing up because of this? And it's like, well, I'm getting nervous because I'm getting nervous. No, what am I really getting nervous about here? What am I getting nervous about? What's different about me speaking on camera now and doing a live video on Instagram? And I realized that it had to do with certain people that might be watching me. And I realized that there was this level of judgment. And so that gave me a little bit of a launch pad of some personal growth work to do, of letting go of judgment. And so it's really good with whatever fears and anxieties that you have around speaking authentically on camera, or speaking authentically, public speaking, or holding space, teaching, getting to the core of what it is that you are actually getting nervous about, or what's firing you up in that way. And so for me, it was judgment. So next time you find yourself in that heightened, nervous, anxious state, when you come to talking, what is it that you're really feeling those feelings for? And that can be your launch pad for growth. And so in the next videos, I'm going to be sharing with you some techniques that you can do in order to calm your central nervous system, techniques that you can do beforehand, and techniques to do after as well, because I don't think that we talk about the aftercare that's needed once you have gotten into that that anxious, nervous state. And so it's really good to be able to unwind and calm yourself down afterwards as well. And so this video today was it was just a completely off the cuff. I didn't have any bullet points, or I didn't know what on earth I was going to talk about until I started to talk. It's also a little bit of a lesson to me, just to maybe have some notes, to at least have a subject of what I'm going to talk about, because I did get a little bit lost there. But I encourage you to have this practice. Put on the camera, do those visualizations, connect to your heart center, and see what comes out, and don't stop. Let it flow. And this is a really good technique actually for allowing yourself to be in that continual experience of flow with your words and with your voice. It's a really good technique to do, because if you constantly press the button to stop recording every time you get lost on your words, it's going to prevent you from ever being able to catch yourself in those moments and to be able to keep going. And what we want to do, as well as eventually being able to eliminate losing the trail of thought, what's most important is that we are able to continue, and to continue in a way where we don't let it affect us. You know, to be able to go, oh, I lost my trail of thought. I'm just going to brush that aside, and I'm going to stay connected, and I'm going to keep going. And so I think that that is the takeaway from today's lesson, is learning to continue, learning to remain and stay in that flow. So I encourage you, if you are someone that is learning to speak authentically on camera, press the record button and allow the words to flow. I hope you found this video insightful, and I look forward to sharing with you more tips and tricks and insights and solutions around how you can learn to speak more authentically on camera and in person for teaching and holding space. Have a beautiful and blessed day.